Yeah. Since 2019, we've been building mindset and purpose. For real estate agents, entrepreneurs, leaders, people becoming more than they were yesterday.
Monday through Friday we rise. We win the morning, we win the mind. Faith over fear, pressure into purpose. Confidence built through the work. Something good is gonna happen to me. Something good is gonna happen to me. I don't need all the answers, I just need belief. Becoming who I'm called to be. Making impact bigger than me. God first, doubt steps back. When it gets heavy, we figure it out. You're not here by accident. You're part of the story. Stepping strong, stepping faith. Let's get your mindset right.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Got my mute button. Forgot my mute button. Good morning, all. Good morning to you all. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Raider, what up, Raider? Monica's. Where's her? Get on
Morning, Brock.
video. Good morning, man. Good morning, man. It was great talking to you the other day. Hello, everybody. We can't all be getting dressed right now. My non-video people. We're not all getting dressed. And if you are getting dressed, you need to start calling me because there's Alex. What up, brother? He's probably just got out of the gym or something. He just got out of the gym. Yeah, see, I can tell. I can see those biceps coming out. I can see those biceps. There they are. Latrice is at the gym. Way to go, Latrice. Even though you're supposed to be up earlier, but that's okay, Latrice. Who's keeping track? But it's all right, though. We'll make a note, Latrice. What up, Mr. Galky? Galky's probably in the cold plunge. Chet probably already got done his workout and his swimming. Ethan was at the gym with me this morning. D was on the prayer call. Paul, Paul's dog was just right there. A little Paul's dog. Leo's down below here. Who else do we got here? Todd's here. Good morning, Todd. And good morning to you. I'm seeing who else can get on video. I'm gonna see what else. Patrina's here. Good morning. Patrina's always here. Shout out to Patrina. Fran invited you, right, Patrina? Is that the case? Yes, Fran invited you on that. So I found this coffee mug in there, my little my M&M. So I was like, I'm gonna have my M&M coffee. So sips tea on that. So what up, Steve? Steve's on here. He got on video. I like it. I like it all getting on video and doing this. What up, Kevin? Mr. John Hart. John Hart's coming on soon. I know he is. Leah's one of my coaching clients, so she's probably like, damn it. He's going to call me out. I'm trying to get myself together. It's all right, Leah. We got you. We got you. What up? Sarah's got an excuse. She's on the West Coast. So as long as you stay awake. Dennis, good morning. Marie, Jesse, all of you on here. iPhone 90. iPhone 90. Good morning to you, iPhone 90. So there's Jackie. Irma. Pleasure. I got to talk to Irma. Guys, I'm just really excited. And good morning to you. And see, we're getting some people on video now. They're getting themselves together. They're like, damn, I got to get myself together. Got to get it together. But here we are. So good morning, everybody. My name is Coach Brock Zevan, life coach, business coach, real estate coach, investor, wholesale. I don't even know what else I do sometimes, but just a DAD. Gotta always get the DAD here. So not getting on video. All right, Fran. All right, driving back from the gym, Leo. Okay, see now that the excuses are coming out, Patrina. The excuses are coming out, but it's all right. We got it. I'm pretty sure you can. I mean, look at Alex. He's got his video on. He's still driving back. Look at that, guys. I got a message for you all. This came to me on Sunday. I talked a little bit on the prayer call. I'm taking what I did on the prayer call. What I've learned, or when I was sitting in the pew, the message was just like, I'm gonna take what you did at church, what I received at church, and then God was like, I want you to just share it. I want you to bring it to the business side of things. I want you to bring this towards the business aspect to help people with abundance and making freaking money. How many of you want to make money? Put a 5 in the chat. If you want to make money, put a 5 in the chat. If you would be okay if somehow, some way, more money came into your bank account today. How many would be okay with that? I would just want, if there's anybody upset, just let me know. We could talk about it. This probably we'll do it off the show though. Just want to see if we'd be okay. How many of you would like to become a badass by the end of the day today? Let's just be honest. Like I freaking want to dominate. I don't want anything to get in my way, and I just want to crush it. Like I just want to I want to execute just like all those football players at the highest level. They want to be 11 for 11. They just want to dominate, get the tackles. It's training camp. Like they freaking want to make it happen. How many of you want to do that too? Paul already's there. Paul's already there. That Paul, I tell you. And so I was at church and I was just thinking about it. So when I was there, Coach, what up, Coach Sonona? So when I was at church, I normally go to Saint Therese, which is in Mooresville. I was at St. Mark's Church, and I'm one of those Catholic boys. And I go to early service, but I typically don't go. I go to the 8 o'clock, not the 7:30, because my kids they like fight me on trying to go that early. It's always like a challenge. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go early this time because I don't have my kids. I can do this, and so I'm in church, and I've been working through this all for about a year. What I'm about to tell you. Been about a year, I've been trying to do more involved with the church and speaking. My heart really is set on helping single parents, divorce type of people, because I've been through divorce. I've been through the challenges. I've been through the headaches. I understand what it takes. I understand like the nonsense that it goes through it, but you really don't when it happens. So I'm like, I'm really on that. That's what I want. But I can't find a church or I can't find a community. And so if anybody on here knows of one or, has like, hey, I think you'd be a good fit here. I don't care if it's Zoom or in person. Well, as I was sitting in church, I was there early because I wanted to get my 2 decades of the rosary in. And so I was sitting there. All of a sudden, this young voice comes on to speak, and she's just like, "Hi, my name is Becca, and I am the faith formation head person now. And I am looking for people to volunteer and to give back and pour into the church. It doesn't matter what it is that you have, what gift that God has given you, but if you are interested in doing this, I'm going to be in the back here and I would like to speak to you." Let me just tell you, everybody, I was sitting there and I'm like, you got to be kidding me. Like seriously, God, like this is the message that we got today. Like this, I like stopped traffic and I was like, you know what? That's the message. That is, see, sometimes we're waiting for like big, huge light signs, signals, or anything else like that. And sometimes they come to you. And so I was just like, all right. So I go in the back. I talk to them. Next thing you know, she's like, I need you to introduce you to this person. I started telling a little bit about what I do. Then this person's like, I need you to meet with this person. And this person's like, have you thought about this? And maybe we can get you with this. And do you want, I'm like, all of a sudden, like, there's like abundance of opportunities that are just like, we're going to do something. And I'm very thankful because that's what I feel God's calling me to do. And some of you on here, God's calling you to do something. You might not know it yet. But you got to think about it. You got to put it out there. And so I put it out there. I don't know what I'm going to do yet, but I told him what I wanted to do, and we're going to have a conversation with it. But today's conversation is about abundance. That's what the storyline is here. And I feel if you haven't read the book, The Gap and the Gain, that I want you to stop traffic and go get that book today. Because so many people focus on the gap instead of the opportunity for the gain. And if you're not a reader, get the audio. But I'm just telling you, it's a really good book to get. I wish I could get commission on your sales, but I don't. So just go and get the book, all right? Just go and get it. Now, before I get into my 5 points that I'm going to share with you about this, that I already know, Ethan, I already know, Angela, that I'm probably going to run out of time and I'm going to talk fast towards the end. So if you want our show notes and you want these 5 things, you're going to go to our Facebook group. So I'm going to put all 5 of them in there. And you go to our YouTube page for the recording and the transcript. So Jay, make sure we put that in there. Now, while Jay is doing that, you know what time it is, all. You know Patrina just got a sip of coffee. It makes me want to have a sip of coffee. Alex just got out of the gym, so he's fired up. Guys, everybody come off of mute. It's time for affirmation time. Affirmation time. Everybody off of mute. Everybody off of mute. And I'm watching, just like those videos. I'm watching to see who doesn't come off of mute. Now, remember, if you're upset at life and you're using profanity, now's the time not to use it. Just kind of just keep it into yourself, but you can use it right after we get off of this. Okay, all you can just go right after it. All right, on the count of 3. On the count of 3, let's all say it together. 1, 2, and 3.
Something
Something
good
good
is going to happen to me.
Something
Something good
Good
is
is
going
going
to
to
happen
happen
for
for
Something
me.
good, something awesome is going to happen today.
Man, I love it. I love it. We got a lot of excitement here. Now, here's the funny thing about that is now we see who goes back on mute and we find out what the people, some people just get like, I catch certain people. I hear crazy things. I hear crazy things. So what happens is 2 weeks ago, I called out y'all because you guys all said it terribly. Like I went back to my coaching days. It was like, you guys said that affirmation terribly. I have to say, since then, it's like you guys show up every single time now. Like I can even feel some of the excitement because you're like, I'm not going to let him call me out this time. I'm not going to let him do that. I didn't. That was a good one today, all. I got excited. I got pumped up. You know what else I got pumped up? I don't even know if he's on here, but Ryan Ogle. He's in Michigan, stud real estate agent, top agent in the state, and he was on the prayer call. And I sent him a message today after the prayer call because he was on there. And I'll read to you. It really struck me because I was like, you never know. You really don't know. But I do know this. If you show up and you bring it, something good can happen through you. So he said this to me this morning. He says, he just sent me another text. I just was reading it. He says, I said, hey, buddy. I call him brother. Brother, thanks for being on this morning. I really appreciate it. I hope you and your family are doing well. Okay, this is the prayer call at 7:30. All right, Jay, put the prayer thing in the link in the chat. Okay, I haven't met anybody get upset with after prayer that they're like, man, why did I do that? That was terrible. Like I haven't met anybody with that. So if you're interested, you go to the prayer call 7:30. I do it. Ethan was on there. He says, I saw your Facebook post. You inspired me this morning to invite more people to the call and people outside my normal network. You got a good thing going on. Nice job. I didn't do anything special. And that's what I'm about to share with you. I don't do anything special. I shared with you some of my financial problems I've had just this past 6 months on Thursday, for those that missed the show on Thursday. But what I can tell you is I will give you 120% no matter what the hell I got going on in my life. If anybody said to me, I want to play you in basketball right now, I'd be like, okay, just let me finish this show and grab my sneakers and I'm there. Because I am just that crazy in the head. I want you to ask yourself, are you crazy enough to get where you want to go? So Ryan sends me this. And he says, I'm just not putting the energy that I used to. He goes, you inspired me to invite more people. And I said, my goal is 30 people. We had 24 today, just like Chet wanted 100. And we had over 100 people maxed out. And we had 37 people in the freaking waiting room. Then Chet says that I'll pay for a happy hour. I was like, I'm in, bud. You got your credit card? I'm in. I'll make that happen. Then we got VIP now that we're doing here in Charlotte. And we're doing it in 3 weeks. So if you want to be part of this stuff, you're going to get me 120% pouring into you privately with Chet and Justine for our VIP. For anybody who wants to be on VIP, just put VIP in there. It's $40. All just don't go to Starbucks twice and you'll be fine. But we're doing it in Charlotte. It's going to be in August. If you're interested, put VIP. And then we're doing happy hour on Chet's dime. from 6:30 to 8:30. I keep telling them 6:30 is okay. I keep telling them that. Like, they're not going to go home and fall asleep. They're coming out. Okay. They're coming out. And we got it at a fun place, all. But that's going to be in 3 weeks. Okay. August 18th. Now, I say this to you all because when Ryan said that I inspired him, all I did was just like, well, I show up and at 7:15, I start inviting people. And if you want to be a part of it, be a part of it. Where are you freaking lacking today? Where are you letting yourself down? How many of you put a me in the chat, feel like you got another gear? Put a me in the chat if you feel you got another gear that I'm probably doing more sulking than I am striving. I'm not thriving as much as I'm bitching. How many of you on here are in that category? Then I'm going to ask yourself, what does your environment look like? So in the message that I was listening to on Sunday, all, as I was sitting there listening to the gospel, one of the most famous stories come up. One of the famous stories. If you've heard this story, I want you to put fish in the chat. Put fish in the chat where Jesus took the five loaves of bread and the 2 fish. If you heard the story in some capacity, I'm not going to ask you to verbatim it, but if you heard of it, put fish in the chat just so I know who I'm talking to, so I don't have to go into the full details of the story. But I want to share with you enough of this story that it's going to resonate to you in some capacity, in some way. A lot of you have heard it. So in this story, if you really listen to it and break it down, something happens and God says, I just need to get away. So he goes into his he goes out into the hills and he's just like, I'm going out here. I'm a little bent out of shape on things and I just need to pray. And so he goes and he prays and people are like, where's he going? What's he doing? What's he doing? So the disciples go and follow him. They're like, Jesus, yo, brother, what's going on? What's happening? Da, da, da. He's like, we got all these people now following us. How many of you got people following you, but you feel like you got nothing to give them? You don't have any value, so you start bitching, whining, crying, like, oh my gosh, God gave me this gift, and I don't know what to do with it, or whatever it might be, instead of just being gratitude, being like, well, you know what, I'm just very thankful for this. And so 5,000 people, not 500, 5,000 people come. And then the disciples do this. And where's Latrice? Because I'm going to call Latrice out because I can call Latrice out because she's strong. I know she is. And some of you are like, man, thank God it's not me. And he says to them, and the disciples say, Jesus, we got a huge problem. We got a big problem. We got a lot of people. It's late at night. We're tired. They're tired, but they're hungry. And this is what we got here. Just like, look, we got 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish. And there's a lot of people over there. Immediately, they start talking about the problem. There's scarcity mindset, which is the number one thing that I'm talking about here. The scarcity mindset, we focus on the problem. We focus on the size of the problem. We focus on the issue. We focus on how many of you, be honest with yourself, put a 5 in the chat. The first thing you wake up is you think about all the shit and problems you got going on. How many of you think about every single problem, your schedule, your time, your issues? How am I going to do that? I'm not too sure. My bank account, I got to get this in. I got to do this, right? We think about these issues. I used to be like that all the time. I have to reprogram myself. I come with gratitude. Then I go into the problem mode. Then I'm like, all right, what do I got today? But we focus on the size of the problem before we look at the opportunity. I'm going to say that again. We focus on the size of the problem before we think about the opportunity. So Jesus says, all right, come on. Just give it what we got. What are we dealing with? What resources do we have? So number 2 is stop disqualifying the resources you already have. Stop thinking about your lack. Stop thinking about your problems. Stop like, man, seriously, we don't have this. How many of you say this? I wrote these things down. I have a small database. I have few clients. I have a limited budget. I have no money, for crying out loud. Brock, you don't understand? I barely have any time. I'm a single parent. I got kids. Brock, you don't even understand. I don't even have a car right now. My car's in the shop. Oh, I got to go here. I got to do this. You don't understand who I work with. My boss sucks. I can't stand him. I don't even know why I'm here, but I'm here because they pay the bills. I don't even know. I really, you know what? I just realized I'm my own boss. And boy, oh boy, I don't even like myself. I got internal problems. Most of our problems are financials. Let's just be honest. And we bitch, whine, and moan. If you haven't read the book, The Secret, now I'm giving you out 2 books. Holy smokes, 2 books. The Secret. And there's a book in there, there's a chapter in there that talks about money, that talks about this. And so what happens is God's like, all right, we got 5 loaves, 2 fish. I'm going to say a quick little prayer over here. Talk to God, talk to my Father, have a little conversation with him, and then we're just going to start breaking this. And I need you to start distributing this out. Don't ask questions. Just start sharing. Just start going. Just do it. Don't worry about it. How many of us, we start doing something, then all of a sudden we get a little nervous. We get on that, we we start looking in our rearview mirror. Oh, last time I made it this far last time, and you want to know what happened? This, and this. Last time I did this, and this took place. And last time I did this. You don't understand, Brock. No, I do understand. Poor is a mindset, broke is a season. Broke sucks. But guess what? You learn through it. There's many of you on here that are growing through something right now. And I need you to keep going. I need you to understand that. Which brings me to number 3. You don't need every answer. You just need to take the action. You just need to take the action. Sometimes the action might not be the right thing. That's what we call clarity. We just like, well, that way didn't work. The action step that God said, bring, I could just see him sitting there on the rock. Just bring it over here. Just bring that basket over here, please. Just drop it right here. I can imagine him doing that. You don't need to have all the answers, everybody. Come with what you have. You all have internet. I can tell that because you're on this show. Unless you're using somebody else's. Ethan is because he's at his office. So other than that, I'm looking around who else is other people's offices. But like y'all got your own internet. So you got money that way. You got a computer, you got a phone, and those aren't cheap. Think about what you already have. Think about the opportunities. But here's the thing. You have to still have a plan. So number 4 is Tamir said this, is you got to have belief in yourself and a plan. You have to have belief in yourself and if you have a plan. The greatest thing, Ethan, go back to Ethan because he was at the gym with me this morning. 5:30, he was rolling in. And I knew he was coming in at 5:30 all. So I got there early too. I made sure I was already going on the treadmill, be like, I'm already going, bud. Because I didn't want him to show up early on me. So I was just like, I'm going to get my tail there early. Because that's how crazy I am. I'm a lunatic, even on stuff like that. I'm crazy. Because I love when Tamir says, I don't compete, I win. I'm like, I want to win. I want to be there first. I want to win at every little thing. Crazy. I know, I'm weird. And so he started telling me about some of the things he had going on, and we started role playing on the treadmill. I was like on a kid at the candy store. I was so excited. I was like, yeah, this is what I would do. And if I was this, I would be like this. And I want to be the top 30 for 30. And I want to dominate. I want to do. How many of you want to dominate? Put a me in the chat. How many of you want to dominate that? You just want to play the game, but you got to have a plan. And if you don't have a plan, you need to get around people that do have a plan. You got to get around people that been through it, experience it, mentors, coaches, whatever it might be. If you got financial problems trying to figure out what to do with your buyer, then call Chet. He's on here all the time. Reach out to the guy. Be like, hey, man, this is a situation I have. I'm in this state. Can you help me out? He'll either say yes, no, maybe so. Just like call him. If you got insurance problems, Ethan's on here and his other Goombas are on here. Be like, hey, man, I got this problem with the roof and I don't know what to do with it. It's a pain in the ass and I'm just trying to figure it out. There's resources out here, but you got to have a plan. You got to believe in yourself. God had a plan. He said, take the fish, bring them to me. I'm going to say a quick prayer. Then I'm going to give them back. I'm going to give you what you just gave me. I'm going to give it back to you. And I want you now to use it. Use it my way, because your way wasn't getting there, because all you do is complain about what was in the basket. And I'm taking it and I'm just distributing it out. Don't worry about the lack. I got that covered. So you got to understand all that this is the message that he was sharing with me on Sunday was for somebody here today. As I shared with you before, I just got evicted a couple months ago because I had to make some really hard decisions. Because Wendy's grandson, who's 2 years old, no, 3 years old, probably get in trouble for that. I don't know. I'm pretty sure he's 3. But he says to me, I want to go to the beach. Can we do the beach house we did last year? And that made me melt. I was like, you bet it. You bet, sirree, we're going. I don't know how we're going to pay for it, but we'll bet. We'll figure it out. So 3 weeks before I go to the beach, my neighbor across the street, who I've never done a deal with, says my mom needs to sell her townhouse. I sell her townhouse within 3 weeks for a cash offer and gave me $8,000. That's how I paid for the beach house. I was broke again, but we went to the beach house. But I didn't care. I was like, you know what? Screw it. God's got me. You got to surrender what you got. Just like, I'll figure it out again. I figured it out here. Then my wonderful ex-wife, love her to death. I get more Venmos than the average person should get, and I get a lot of them. Because my kids go to camp every single week. They go to some camp. My daughter goes to UNC Charlotte. She goes to travel. She does church camp. She's been in 2 church group camps. She's traveled, done things. My son has gone to a special camp every week this summer. And guess what? I got some people that, why are you doing that? Why would you do that? I mean, that's why you're broke. But the greatest feeling in the world is when my kids come back to me and they say, I'm not going to get emotional. I do want to, but I'm not going to. But when my kids come back, Brielle says to me, Dad, that was the best camp ever. I had so much fun. So much fun. Bryce, every time I get to pick him up, how was camp? Dad, I had so much fun. This is what I did. This is what we do. We went here. We did all this stuff. See, you can't buy money for that. All I can do is take the camps and give them memories, and then I know I'm a part of that. See, the financial abundance comes in a different capacity and comes in different ways. If you focus on the lack of money, you will never be able to create memories for your kids or for your family or for your loved ones. So when I said to my kids, or one of my kids, I call my kids because they act like kids. When I said to my parents, I said, hey, you want to go to Destin Beach? Destin Beach? And they knew I was going through some financial challenges. Well, Brock, Mom, Dad, I don't need to worry about that. Don't worry about it. I told you all. My goal is to make $100,000 4 times a month. And I was behind the 8 ball the first 2 quarters. But August is going to be a great month. And I'm going to do even more than 6 figures this month. Because I put all my abundance in God. And I said, you know what? I'm not worrying about the lack. I'm not worrying about the stupid fish and the bread. We'll figure it out. And we got a nice beach house on the water, on the ocean. And my parents every single day call me of excitement that they're going. Some of it is a little too much though. Like every single day, like I get a call. We talk about the same thing over and over again. And, but you know, we have a good time. If I talk about a cooler and what food we're bringing again, because that's what they talk about. My dad called, I think I said it the other day. He asked about bringing his treadmill. I said, Dad, enough. We're not bringing a treadmill. You can go walk the beach. That's how they think. Love them to death. And I said to somebody, you know what? I can return the favor because you know how many vacations they took me on? You know how many memories they gave me that I still remember when I was at the beach? It was in Old Orchard Beach, Maine, for crying out loud, freezing cold water. But you know what? We're going a little south. So I challenge you all today as I conclude, because I told you at the 8:46 I'd run out of time. You need to understand that not only did God bless with abundance with the fish and the loaves, there was plenty left over, and he was able to give to anybody else. Stop worrying about your problems. Let it go. Get around the right people. Believe in yourself. Have a plan, and you will have abundance in any capacity whatsoever that you have. And I challenge somebody today, whether it's me or somebody else, I want you to reach out to somebody today. Get around them. Have conversations with them. If I can help you, if you're like, I'm tired of playing small, I need to be around a lunatic like you. I put my phone number in the chat. I put my phone number in the chat pretty much every time we're on here. And some of you text me. Some of you think about texting me. Some of you are like, I don't know what the hell I would text the guy. But you call me. You reach out to me. Let's see how we can connect. Let's see how we can make it happen. Those of you who put your phone numbers in here, they don't put it on here because they're like bored. They want to connect in some capacity in some way. If you want to be part of our VIP, you want to come to our happy hour. The happy hour and the VIP are two separate things, all. I don't care. Put happy hour in there. You just want to come to happy hour. We'll send you the invite. You want to be on the VIP, just put VIP and get in the room. We're only taking 15. If you want to be around the right people in the right rooms and you want to get crazy and you want to get riled up and you're tired of living small, you let me know. Justine's even spend the night, even. That's how crazy she is. So if you got something out of today, drop a 5 in the chat. If you got something out of today in some capacity, in some way, some single thing, and if you know somebody that needs to be on here, I want you to do me a favor. Y'all do me a favor. I want you to invite them. I want you to invite them to this show. I want you to go to my Facebook page. You go to my mindset page. All the invites are on there. Because now, Chet, now that we know that we have to spend some money, but now I want over 100 people. Now I want 150. I want 150 people. And we'll figure it out. We'll figure out somehow, some way to get 150 people on this show in some capacity. And I got some ideas in my head. But like Chet says, we should have 75 people every night or every morning, at least on here. Because I know people need to be refueled. So, guys, I appreciate y'all being on here. For those of you interested in coming down to Fort Myers, Naples, Florida for Margaritaville, that is November 8th, 9th, and 10th. We're doing our Real Estate Success Summit. If you're interested in that, we got that all lined up. I'm actually going down there at the end of the month to get some content, to get the whole thing lined up. If you're interested in Margaritaville, just type in Summit. For those of you who are my go-getters that are already asking me about room blocks, the room blocks will happen on August 15th. We're working on some deals for you all, but August 15th, the room blocks will start. But it will be in Naples, Florida at Margaritaville Resort, literally on the beach all. So if you're interested in being that, put in Summit. We got early bird tickets that we will start to give out here in the middle of the month. And I appreciate y'all. Guys, God bless you. Thank you so much for being on here. I'm very, very excited to be here and just very blessed. I'm very thankful that whoever needed today's message, I hope it came to you loud and clear and freaking just crush it today. Till then, everybody, we'll see you tomorrow morning at 8:15 Eastern time. See ya.
Thank you. We appreciate you.
Thank you all.